Hey everybody, welcome back. It's time once again for the crazy, wacky news that is the news of the squared. And with me as usual is my buddies, Jeff.
Hello.
And Ivan.
Yonder.
Wacky, crazy news that you can share with your friends or enemies and just remind yourself that we just got to laugh through all this year. In 2020 is even more 2020 as it gets further into 2020. It's becoming more 2020. So let's begin. Jeff, you got first dibs on this one.
Sure, absolutely. So this comes from Cage Side Seats, which is. We'll start with somewhat news of the sports, but it's more WWE related, which is the WWE has a habit of dropping wrestlers' first or last names when they appear on the main roster, and it's led to speculation as to why. So apparently on a conversation on the Wrestling Observer radio show, Dave Meltzer and co-host Brian Alvarez discussed why that was going on, which is, quote, there was a meeting at which, and this is kind of this is kind of a third-person quote. There was a meeting and Vince goes, "We got to drop that first name." And it was like, why? And Vince goes, "If we call him Alexander Rusev, people are going to call him Alex. And Alex is not a good name for a heel."
Okay. Alex the heel?
Yeah, Alex, I guess, is not a bad game name. I don't know. And supposedly that's the reason why they also dropped. Originally, it was Antonio Cesaro, and then they stopped calling him Antonio Cesaro. They started calling him Cesaro because Vince said that people are going to start calling him Tony, and Tony is not a heel name, so we got to drop the first name.
Well, okay. The thing is, well, yeah, I can see his reasoning. I mean, like, remember that scene from Hoodwinked where one of the henchmen is named Keith? And he's like, watch out for Keith.
Yeah, I guess. I mean...
Change your name.
I don't know. Just so stupid. I mean, just the rationale about, because some of the, okay, so why do some people get to keep their first names and other people's don't? It's one of those where you kind of sit there after a while, like, this is just dumb.
Changing names in the media like that for years. I mean, come
on.
Well,
but we're not talking about media. We're just talking about, okay, Vince McMahon, because Vince McMahon thinks that Alex doesn't sound like a heel name.
But it doesn't. Oh, well, beware of Alex.
No, it doesn't.
Or beware, like, for example, like Tony. Has he ever watched a Mafia show?
Yeah, like, duh.
You know any guys named Tony are bad dudes?
Yeah, like Fat Tony from... The Simpsons.
Or Tony Soprano.
Right.
Watch out for Tony. Tony will take care of the sensibility over here. Tony, watch out for Tony.
Yeah.
Tony's a bad dude.
That's right.
Tony will fuck you up.
Well, Vince McMahon, I guess.
Well, okay. Tony can be a tough name. Alex, I don't know. I keep thinking Alex Trebek. I keep thinking, Alex Russo. I mean, it's just like Alex. It's like Keith.
Alex. Who else was
Rusev?
Yeah.
Rusev. But ironically, that guy's not in the game. I think that guy just moved to AEW too, and he's had a different name. Now he's under some name named Miro or I don't know. Who cares? Except for him. Because he's making money.
Well, that's Vince's reason. I mean, there's a reason why he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
So.
Well, right. Yeah. Well, there's lots
of reasons why he's a billionaire, and some of them aren't good. But
yeah, some of them aren't good.
Lots of street corners.
Lots of street corners.
What? That's one heck of a street corner, then.
We're making all these billions, man.
I gotta find some talent. I'm gonna head out to the street corner.
I'll put my ass out there.
I'm looking for more people in the WWE universe.
That's right.
As long as your name isn't Alex, you'll be fine.
Unless you're a girl, then you can be an Alex.
Yeah.
My Vince McMahon is support isn't you're fired. No, I can't. No.
Flintstone. Yeah.
It's kind of like that. Yeah. All right. You want this one or
I'll take this one here. It's from TMZ.com. Apparently, Kanye West puts out a video of where he's pissing on his own Grammy.
Okay. He's pissed. Instead of being pissed off, he's pissing on something now.
Yeah. So what? I see a headline on this. So what's the deal with this?
He's just being an idiot. Is he off his meds again?
I don't know.
There's a timeline here on. I guess if there've been some updates here of the story, but I just need to find the main article, and I don't see where the article actually starts.
It's usually near the bottom.
Yeah, Kanye West isn't easing up of his push for black ownership and enterprise, or his gripes about not getting a chance to own the masters to his songs. Ye, that is Kanye, or Ye, I guess, if he calls Ye or Ye. He was going off again early Wednesday about African Americans, by and large, not getting their fair share of the pie. Instead, he says they're mostly used by companies run by whites. He again points to the NBA and the music business as examples. In his new Twitter rant, he says, "We sat back and watched Nick Cannon get canceled, and we go play ball in a bubble with Black Lives Matter on our backs. Brothers, let's stand together for real. There is no NBA or music industry without black people. Fair contracts matter. Ownership matters." But apparently he posted a video of himself apparently urinating on his own Grammy statuette sitting in a toilet.
Oh, well, I mean, the fact that he bought that for himself really makes
they have to buy their own Grammys?
Grammy.
Yes.
He's won Grammys.
No, excuse me. All right, and you can look this up. Okay, just like the Academy Awards, the actors and actresses have to buy their own statuettes. Just like the star on the Walk of Fame, just like the Grammys, same shit. It's all the same shit. They have to buy their own statues.
Well, anyway, yeah. So he
just totally they gave kind of a point because he pissed on something he bought. So,
but he apparently gave his own Grammy a golden shower. Hard to say for sure if it's real or not. But the imagery is striking and gross too. We might add. He captioned his post too and makes it clear he ain't sorry for this, writing, "Trust me, I won't stop." Presumably, this is one of the 21 Grammys Kanye has to his name. Awards he's boasted about in the past, which clearly don't mean all that much to him these days. But apparently he got him a 12-hour ban on Twitter.
I guess Kanye would be a good heel name for Vince McMahon these days.
Or Ye. Just,
Ye. Or West. You know.
Yay West. And now coming to you on this corner, Yay West.
I mean, there is something to be said for this, which is, we've seen this stuff before.
And we loosely touched upon this on the Squares Round Table earlier in the week about how a lot of artists don't own their own content.
Yeah. No, hey, that's true.
Shit.
I mean, I just think it's funny because, Kanye. God bless Kanye. What would we do without him doing stuff like this on a regular basis?
Well,
I mean, we just need bored.
Just one less person we need to laugh at.
He's like the Florida man of the music industry right now.
Yeah. Well, I didn't used to think so, but he's getting there now.
Yeah.
Too much time with Kardashians. I think that's the problem. I really do.
Well, you can go ahead and hold TMZ office hostage. Okay, yeah.
I guess you can have. That makes him quite the. I guess did he finish? Did he let it? Did it finish on his Grammy?
Yeah. Did he shake it off and I
have no idea. You're asking the wrong guy. I'm not checking.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I wasn't. I'm gonna let you finish. Yeah.
Right. Next story.
Okay, so I guess Disney's releasing a Disney Villains Monopoly edition.
Yeah.
And let's see. It will encourage you to scheme and steal your victory away.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
So let's see. We'll let you be Jafar, Maleficent, Cruella, Hook, Scar, or the Evil Queen.
Which one would you be?
I'm between Jafar or Scar. But that's just me.
Well, I was thinking the same for Jafar.
I'd be Hook.
Arr.
Captain Hook.
Mm.
Like
Can I be a Iago singing WAP?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. You could be Iago.
Yeah, Ivan was
because a lot of the villains are like all the villains are properties.
Yeah.
I like Hades from Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the green properties.
Is he? I don't know.
You would think he'd be one of the red properties. He's Hades.
Ivan wasn't here when that took place. I don't know if Ivan caught that or not. That Gilbert Godfrey recited the lyrics to WAP and read them out. If you can find it, it's pretty good.
I'm sure it's on YouTube.
Oh no, it's definitely on YouTube.
All right, I'll have to look for it.
The best one was that I found it for Mike. I played it. I sent it to Mike. There's one where it's him and Cardi B doing it, and someone remixed it to the theme of A Whole New World, and there's like edited with like video of him like as a Iago from
Aladdin.
From Aladdin. It's pretty good.
Like
okay, I'm down for that.
Have you had Monopoly sessions where you're like you get it like does it hurt feelings or boards have gotten thrown at you?
No.
So, yeah, I've seen this. I've seen it at Gen Con. I've seen at Gen Con where it's gotten ugly, where people really, really interpret the rules in weird ways. Because, they get real serious about that when they're playing for, like, money or tournament.
Yeah, obviously.
The one rule that I used to play back in college, and God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. So we used to all get, like, drunk and eat a shitload of Taco Bell. And we'd play Monopoly. And if you could catch the person who farted and you could prove it, that person had to put $500 in the free parking. And so we, there were nights where really, if you could, you could be losing the game. If you hit free parking, you could win the game.
So did you have a pot for free parking, or does that go back to the bank?
Oh, no, it was a pot, in the middle. And,
okay.
With the amount of people who had eaten Taco Bell that night, and, God forbid you're sitting there going, silent, silent, silent. Nope, Ripper. Okay, you're screwed. Okay, I hope I have 500. You almost literally had to sit there and be like, okay, I got to keep an extra 500 or whatever. Maybe it was 100.
You had to keep some on the side.
Right. Maybe it was 100 because I don't think we were that rude.
I remember the tax square, and in the tax square that we used to put that into the free parking space.
Right. Well,
luxury tax and all the right.
Yeah, and all that shit. Yeah, we'll always do it.
Yeah, we did that too. Everything was in the middle, and then we added on the Taco Bell tax. So yeah.
Drive through.
Yeah, really. So yeah, there's that, and then we talked about on the news on the Squares of the Roundtable podcast page, and this is on the Squares of the Roundtable Facebook page about the panel from a Marvel book where it says call Tony Stark, and it gives the phone number, and Mike and I have both called it. It's hysterical. Feel free to give it a call. You can hear from Tony Stark. So.
Because apparently Thor engraved Tony's phone number on the side of his hammer.
Yeah. So
for all to see.
For all to see. Yes.
Well, give people the number so that way, in case they don't, get
it. It is 212-970-4133.
That's easy.
Right.
So, all right, what else we got?
Okay, this one from CBS Sports. We got some news of the sports here this week.
News of sports.
A recent clip shows Mike Tyson sparring with trainer Rafael Cordero, and unfortunately for Cordero, Tyson accidentally caught him with a hook. He almost knocked him out.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. I would think so if you're talking about Mike Tyson. Shit.
And Mike Tyson's in full gear, and he's pummeling this dude.
Oh shit!
He's got like a chest pad and a face mask or whatever. But Mike Tyson is set to return to the ring on November 28th when he takes on Roy Jones Jr. in an 8-round exhibition fight. So Iron Mike has been aggressively training for the fight and looks like he's in the best shape of his life. Just as his trainer, Tyson's been posting videos showcasing his training in the lead up to the fight. On last Wednesday, a clip showed Tyson sparring with a trainer, and unfortunately, Tyson accidentally caught him with a hook, and the video is on ESPN Ringside's Twitter account. And as you can see, Cordero stumbles back after Tyson connects on a huge right hand. Tyson, age 54, certainly still appears to have the speed and power that made him one of the most dangerous boxers in the sport's history.
Yeah.
And yep, he's the video's here. I may could play a bit of audio if I can. Let's see if it's just boom, and yeah, he's not wearing a. Oh man, the video. Ooh, it gets him too, man. Like he's not wearing like a protective mask, and yeah, he hooks him, and you can see he staggers back. Like, oof, that would have hurt. That was an intense punch, I gotta say.
As he spits out his teeth.
Yeah.
I'm sorry they made me hit you so hard.
You hit him so hard he peed on his Grammy.
I'm sorry if I made you pee on the Grammy.
Yeah. Is your name Alex or is it Tony?
You say Mike's not a good enough name for a bad guy. I disagree.
Yeah. Seriously.
So, let's see what else we got. Jeff, what do we got next?
Okay, so apparently the people of New Jersey were going nuts over the possibility.
Of New Jersey.
The people of New Jersey.
when the article opens with that phrase, we know it's going to be good.
So there was footage of what they thought was a UFO, and apparently the UFO was not a UFO. The UFO was the Goodyear blimp. Apparently there was photos of a supposedly flying saucer that began to go viral on TikTok, gaining 4 million views in less than one day. Insiders share with the truth. Despite it being a very bad year, the culprit has been identified as none other than the Goodyear blimp. According to a representative of the company, the famous blimp flew through New York and New Jersey on Monday night to nab footage of the Monday Night Football game. This has been a big year for UFO enthusiasts and Earth citizens hopeful of a free trip to the third rock to the sun. Apparently... apparently at some point someone, I don't know how would you mistake the Goodyear blimp for a freaking, because it doesn't say here in the article, it just basically sits there. This is from comicbook.com. It doesn't say how that happened, but apparently
could people of New Jersey be
maybe they got hit by Mike Tyson?
Maybe they got,
either hit by Mike Tyson or peed on by Kanye West, and they were like, "Oh, it looks like a UFO. It's not really a Goodyear blimp." I don't know.
Yeah, well, how can you not know the Goodyear blimp? It's got
unless it was really dark and
it's really dark and
all the humanity.
Speaking of the humanity, the next story is pretty good. I don't know if you want to take it or I do, Mike.
I'll take this one here from.
Okay.
This is from our own WGN TV here out of Chicago, but an Oklahoma one a woman from Oklahoma told the officer, "I have to poop so bad," before a high-speed chase. An Oklahoma woman who refused to cooperate during a traffic stop sparked a high-speed chase and guns being drawn in a neighborhood.
Oh, my God.
28-year-old Emily Owings was initially pulled over for not wearing her seatbelt. She also didn't have a license or insurance.
Oh, boy.
The only form of identification she had on her was her medical marijuana card. Body camera footage shows what happened next. She said, the officer said, "Your license is suspended." She said, "Why?" The officer said, "I don't know."
Question?
And I didn't know that, Owings said. So the officer replies, "Now I'm waiting to see if you have warrants through Woods County." And Owings says, "But I have to poop so bad."
God.
Says, "Where do you think I was going?" the officer asked. Owings says, "It's my birthday. It's my expletive birthday." Police then discovered there was a warrant out for her arrest for allegedly fighting an officer.
Oh, wow.
No.
So he says, "Why won't you just let me go?" Owings asked. "This is because your license is suspended," the officer said. "I'm sorry, I didn't know," Owings said. "Otherwise, I won't drive home no more. But can I please go home and poop?" The officer then called for backup. But anyway, this goes on. So it goes on for a little bit, but then she puts the key in ignition and sped off. The pursuit lasted several blocks with speeds topping 70 miles an hour.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And says Owings blew through stop signs and a school zone.
Well, gotta go.
She eventually stopped and surrendered when officers pointed their guns at her.
Yeah.
Owings would not let the subject drop as she was cuffed and taken to a squad car saying, "Can I poop in your car, man?"
Well?
The officer said, "You could have already been on your way to jail," the officer said. "Yeah," Owings said, "but not pooping."
True. She's got a point.
So police searched her car and found a pipe with meth in it.
Okay.
Owings was booked into the Garfield County Detention Center and faces several felony charges.
Well,
that's just...
I'm like...
And she can poop on Kanye's Grammy.
Yeah.
No, I mean, not after he pissed all over it. I mean, that would have been...
Well, you notice her name was Michelle, not Alex or Tony. So
Right.
there you go.
Yeah, that's a great name for
She
a
didn't
heel
knock
there,
she
Vince.
didn't knock him out like Mike Tyson or anything like that. I mean, I don't know. What do you do at that point? I mean, seriously, if it's like you got to go and this person's like, "Yeah, I want to get your license." I mean, seriously, it's like, I'm not pooping in my pants for you, dickwad.
You cockwomble. I mean, it's like...
Yeah, I mean, I understand it's like law and authority, but it's like, if you really got to poop, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I get it from their perspective. It's like, okay, I've heard that one before, but I mean, what happens if they really, we didn't get the rest of the story. What is,
in the middle of the situation, you're like, oh.
I mean, honestly, if I was this person and I got stuck, I mean, seriously, there's a part of me where I'm like, fine, I want to take it because that'll depending on how it is. I take a poop right in your freaking squad car.
I mean,
but then
and that'll stink up everything.
Yeah,
then they'll put you in the room and they'll hose you down.
Some people like the kinky shit. I don't.
know.
Speaking of kinky stuff. More news of the sports. Ole Miss accidentally puts porn star on cups honoring healthcare workers.
Oh, no.
This is something that could easily been avoided through a Google search.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Well, when you do an image search for doctors and nurses, you have to be careful, as those are popular costumes to dress up in for more adult pursuits. Ole Miss learned this lesson the hard way when it revealed that they'd made a huge mistake when trying to honor healthcare workers who had bravely fought the COVID-19 pandemic. As Twitter users noted, Ole Miss featured a picture of porn star Johnny Sins on a cup meant to feature healthcare workers.
No.
Sins is dressed as a doctor, but that was for one of his scenes. Presumably, it's likely that these cups won't be handed out at games. What an unbelievable mistake for the Rebels. That's 2024, yes. So,
somebody on Twitter says, yeah, they zoomed in. They took there's a big mosaic of a bunch of pictures of people in lab coats, obviously doctors and nurses and healthcare assistants and whatnot. But somebody zoomed in on the picture, and then there's a Wikipedia entry for Johnny Sins, American pornographic actor.
Nice job.
Wow.
Nice job.
Wow.
Well,
Sounds like a Fox News move. How many times have they put the wrong picture in place of the right one?
Well, here's the interesting question: Is it that they made an accident, or someone was pissed off and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you."
Somebody was giving a middle finger to somebody.
Yeah, maybe. It's like that. It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, where there's when there was, I don't know if it was with the DVD or if it was just the cassette tape, the VHS tapes, but when they did the cover art for The Little Mermaid, and if you look closely enough, one of the towers looks like a penis.
Yeah, up to the animators where the penis.
Whoops.
Yeah,
one of them looks like a penis and never got caught.
Well, just like there's some Disney figures, Mickey and Minnie, where if you look at it close enough, it looks like Minnie is drawn like a big dick.
Okay.
It's like incredible.
Well,
speaking of long poles,
yeah, this is classic Florida. We finally have a
Florida man.
Florida man.
This story does not get done justice unless you look at the pictures on the Squares of the Roundtable Facebook page. This is hysterical. Keep going on. Go ahead, Mike.
Now, Jacksonville, Florida, police arrested 2 men Wednesday trying to steal a utility pole, which they had strapped to the top of an SUV and were driving through the streets. I mean, it extends about 10 feet, 10 to 12 feet forward and backward of each direction of this minivan.
Yeah. I mean, literally, it's a minivan, and strapped on top of it is this pole that you can tell came from some sort of street pole of some sort.
Yeah. But yeah, of course, the shot shows of the 2 guys handcuffed, sitting on the curb with the squad cars right next to them. And yep, the minivan looks like a Kia.
Can't help but notice that neither one of these guys is wearing a shirt.
I think they use their shirts to flag the ends of the pole, which I think you're supposed to do.
Is that what it is?
I think that might be it.
That's proper protocol, but you're stealing a pole.
Because they're both wearing these khaki shorts, and then they're not wearing shirts, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said,
that's very Florida man of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, either that or they were going to go to a joust someplace,
Right. Car jousting.
Yeah.
They wanted to knock somebody's doors through.
No word as to whether or not they pooped in the squad cars or not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
My guess is neither. Just a guess. I'm guessing that neither was named Alex or Tony. Just a theory.
Do you think I think they were trying to reach the spaceship that was the Goodyear blimp?
Yeah, maybe they were trying to reach it with the pole.
Pole vault it. Yeah.
So, our next story needs a little bit of explanation to it, which is, so I found this on Facebook, and it's on the Squares of the Roundtable Facebook page, and a guy by the name of Jason Hartnove put this up. He said, to the kids who TP'd my house for the second time in a week, I love you. Here, we're going to read the whole thing. I love your drive and resilience. I love your off your phones in nature. I love your never say quit attitude. I love your doing adventures instead of watching adventures. I love your desire to improve. I love your generosity in sharing expensive toilet paper. I love your commitment to excellence. I love that you put down TikTok for a few hours. I love that you target us when it was raining. Well played. I love you that you didn't leave full rolls of toilet paper lying around. Nice use of resources. However, your execution continues to be poor. You continue not to follow directions. You were supposed to ask for help. You are lacking leadership. Who was in charge? ? You stopped before the job was finished. You never stopped. You targeted us when no one was home. You need better reconnaissance. So, I have included some visual instructions for you for next time. The red marks show where you need to target. Make sure you unroll some toilet paper before tossing the roll high. The yellow represents the attack formation. You need to have a game plan with each soldier who knows their assignment. Use hand signals and be stealthy. Also, you should have realized I don't have a ring or any cameras, so visually you were fine. It's that the noise you cause will cause you problems. Use AirPods and FaceTime in a group chat to coordinate positions and attack timing. If you fail to plan on failing. This continues to be shoddy work, but I appreciate your continuing to improve. Keep up the good work. Soon you will get as good as my generation. We would have been clean embarrassed to leave such a clean mess. More TP, more people, more coordination. Bury the house in TP. Ask your parents. We took pride in epic TP battles. I have hope for your generation. Just listen more to your parents. We've been there where you have want to go. Now I'm off to coordinate cleanup. Thank you for continuing to bring joy to the world. Keep going. Don't quit. You can do it. I believe in you. And this is complete with there's a photo with the red arrows and little stick figures of people with in yellow with arrows to show where to do things with the already TP'd house.
Right, they can coordinate their next attack.
So,
wow.
Like I said, I saw this. I was like, this is totally news of the squared. Without question, I was like, this is getting on the show. This is great. This is exactly what we're looking for. So, and right after that, of course, is when I saw a T-shirt, and Ivan will get a kick out of this. So it's a T-shirt that says Led Zeppelin, except the pictures of Kiss. It literally has Kiss. It has Led Zeppelin written underneath it.
The caption for the photo reads, "Nice try, China. Nice try."
Nice try. Again, this is on the Squares of the Roundtable Facebook page. You can see this there.
Oh, that's awesome.
You can also see the photo of this individual who took time to write out this whole attack plan on the TP thing. So you can see that there too, and you can look at it and check that out.
Wow.
But no, absolutely. So, all right, Mike, what do you got next?
All right, so next here about how United States and Texas have an out-of-control population of super pigs, according to the expert. A story out of Austin, out of KXAN. There's a ticking time bomb when it comes to wild hogs and the billions in damage they cause. There are about 9 million feral hogs in the United States, and those numbers are ballooning and increasing at the estimated $2.5 billion in damage they already cost in the United States each year, according to the Department of Agriculture.
So,
That's according to Dale Nolte, manager of the National Feral Swine Damage Management Program. Poof, say that.
Wait, what?
The
What?
manager of the National Feral Swine Damage Management Program.
They have one of those?
Apparently. At the Department of Agriculture. So it's another subgroup of the
Wait, National Damage Swine.
National Feral Swine Damage Management Program.
So the
NFSDMP at the DOA.
Okay, that doesn't help.
No.
They should have gone for an acronym like BACON or something like that, you know?
So Dale Nolte has told The Atlantic that the increasing numbers of feral hogs in the United States is sometimes referred to as a feral swine bomb.
Oh, okay.
So it says it's they can reproduce so quickly it's difficult to control the problem. They go from 1,000 to 2,000. It's not a big deal, Nolte told The Atlantic. But if you got 1 million, it doesn't take long to get to 4 million, then 8 million. Nolte says that some feral hogs, domestic breeds, and European wild boar have crossbred and become what we'd call super pigs. So you're asking yourself, what does a super pig look like? So according to Nolte, they're highly intelligent, have very good senses of smell, and have physical attributes like heavy fur, which can increase their ability to survive in the wild, which is what they inherit from boars. Equally problematic is the qualities they get from domestic pigs, which have been bred to be fertile at all times, and have large litters, more than 10 piglets in each litter on average.
Wow.
So the problem with the hybrids is you get all these massive benefits of all that genetics, says Ryan Brook at the University of Saskatchewan. Hogs, according to Texas Parks and Wildlife, have 4 tusks that are constantly growing, 2 on top, 2 on the bottom. They tend to be dark brown and black once they mature, and they can run up to 30 miles an hour.
Damn.
Shit.
That's some fast-ass bacon.
That's some ham havoc.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
The Department of Agriculture explains the myriad ways feral hogs cause damage, says it affects everyone. Damage to crops when they eat or destroy crops, fields, transmitting pathogens to healthy adult livestock and killing the young and vulnerable ones, eating fruit, berries, grapes, and nuts from orchards and destroying the saplings, which they rub plants with their bodies to get parasites off their skin. Feral swine are known to carry at least 30 viral and bacterial diseases, organisms and pathogens, salmonella, hepatitis, E. coli, and of course... I
got a plan. Let's have Kanye pee on them.
Yes.
That'll sterilize them, right?
So super pigs. It's the super pigs. You thought the murder hornets were bad. Here come the super pigs from Texas.
Well, what about the spider ham?
Yeah. He can fight the super pigs.
Spider pig.
Does whatever a spider pig does.
Yeah. Peter Porker, you know. I think he was on the cup, though, Peter Porker,
And
right?
just give me 8 rounds with it. I can punch all the super pigs.
Yeah, seriously. Send Mike Tyson down there and he'll beat the shit out of them all.
I wonder how his marijuana business is going. Remember when he got into the pot business? I wonder if he's still doing it.
Was he with Snoop Dogg doing it? Is that who he was with?
I think we partnered with, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. We should
they still got product out there.
I just give him a right hook, and I'll punch the pigs.
Sure he does.
I'll punch the pigs.
Yeah, be like Rocky in that movie where he keeps hitting the meat.
Yeah.
Wait, that sounded bad. Okay.
My meat.
Next. All right, so this one was all. I'm telling you, this week was good stuff. From coast to coast, driver arrested after successfully jumping over drawbridge.
Nice.
Oh, like the Blues Brothers.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the caption for the
Dukes
article.
Of Hazzard. Yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard. Foolhardy motorist in Detroit is in hot water with the law after he channeled his inner action hero and jumped over a drawbridge in his car.
Nice.
The jaw-dropping incident occurred this past Wednesday when an unnamed man was cruising along the bridge that spans the Rouge River. At the moment he arrived, the bridge began to raise, which is under normal circumstances, would be the cue to stop. However, the driver had a rather ill-conceived alternative approach and opted to floor it towards the growing opening. Drawbridge operator Andre Locke, who watched the wild scene unfold, recalled and said, quote, "I looked and I said, oh no, he ain't." His disbelief quickly gave way to the realization the man was indeed trying to jump the bridge. Maybe he had to poop.
Yeah.
Representative Grammy.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe he was being chased by feral pigs. Who knows? The worker hit
Super
the emergency. Yeah, seriously. The worker hit the emergency stop button, but it was too late. He went over. He went. It blew out all 4 tires, and then crashed into the other gate while successfully completing such a jump. Maybe in celebration in the movies. In this incident, it led to a man being arrested with his car badly damaged, and he was unable to flee the scene.
At that point, you get out of the car and just jump in the river.
There is some video, but it doesn't have video of the actual jump.
Oh.
Which is important. But they do talk to the operator, and he's like, what? It's just like he sounds like, I don't know what's going to happen. This is just, it's really, and he was like, yeah, well, like Summer out of the Dukes of Hazzard or something like that. Yeehaw! It was good stuff. So it's on this first page. You can watch the video. So yeah. All right. What do we got next, Mike?
Let's see. Apparently a transsexual Satanist anarchist trolled the New Hampshire voters.
Yes.
This out of the Boston Globe. Transsexual, pop-up ads. Transsexual Satanist anarchist trolled the New Hampshire voters. Their name is Aria DeMezzo. Laid a trap for Republican voters in Cheshire County, and they walked right into it. First thing Aria DeMezzo wants to make clear about the giant phallic hieroglyph that someone spray-painted on the side of her car on Saturday night, along with a homophobic slur, was that it was poorly drawn. The second thing she wants to make clear about the graffiti, which appeared just hours after FoxNews.com ran a story, headlined, Transsexual Satanist Anarchist Wins GOP Nomination for Sheriff in New Hampshire County.
What?
And that she thought it was hilarious. It says, it's not a hate crime, DeMezzo said with a smirk. It's a gender reveal. She is clearly enjoying this very chaotic moment she has created in New Hampshire politics, one that has left DeMezzo, who campaigned on a platform of F the police and does indeed identify as a transsexual Satanist anarchist, as the Republican nominee for sheriff in Cheshire County in the southwest corner of the state. A lot of people are telling me I need to take this more seriously, she said as she sat on a friend's porch on a recent day, anxiously chain-smoking Newports. If I had taken it more seriously, I wouldn't have won the nomination. Leave the trolling to the pros. So, and what a troll job it has been. DeMezzo, who is libertarian, says she was unable to get on the ballot for her party, so instead she registered as a Republican for the primary. She did it mostly to be a pest, but she was also wondering if she might lure voters into a trap that would prove a point about the problem with our political system, namely, that people will blindly vote for any candidate on their party's ticket. I ran unopposed, but if people were paying attention, I should have gotten 25 votes and lost to a write-in candidate. Instead, she received more than 4,000 votes.
Wow.
And many of those voters are now rather mad, lashing out at DeMezzo online, though it would be hard for them to claim that she dumped them by simply hiding herself in her beliefs. Since moving to Keene from Mississippi 2 years ago, drawn by a loose collective of libertarian activists, known as Free Keene, DeMezzo has been hard to miss. She ran for sheriff as a libertarian 2 years ago and for city council last year, with a platform to legalize magic mushrooms and Eat the rich.
Nice.
And for this year's campaign for sheriff, her lawn signs clearly feature the anarchist symbol of an A in the circle, as well as the phrase "F the police." He says,
Okay, well.
yeah. So now she is running for sheriff, so she can F the
She can fuck
police
herself.
from the inside out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she trolled the people of New Hampshire, or at least a county of New Hampshire.
Well, yeah. I've been to Keene. Yeah, that those people not gonna be very happy.
Oh.
Yeah. Those are the people who believe in live free or die, and right now they're probably dying for that whole thing. But, you know.
Well, Jeff, I guess you can take this one.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this. This is what I'm talking about. This is good stuff.
Here it comes.
Massive semen explosion after blaze hits Bull Artificial Insemination Facility. Firefighters forced to dodge projectiles.
Oh my! Oh my!
I gotta get past the pop-up. Scat, go away. This pop-up is not being helpful. Okay, a huge fire at the cattle breeding. And this happened in Australia, by the way. A huge fire at the cattle breeding facility in Australia caused thousands of dollars of damage after at least 100 cylinders containing bull semen were destroyed. Emergency services were called to the blaze in the early hours at Urim Herd Services in Gippsland, Victoria. According to this, it took 10 fire crews more than 2 hours to fully extinguish the fire after it broke out around 3 a.m. local time. A spokesman from the Country Fire Authority told the Daily Mail Australia that the fire completely shredded the building. The Country Fire Authority Gippsland commander Chris, oh my God, I can't even figure out that. I'm just going to say the commander Chris said his crew had to be wary of projectiles coming at them while they tackled the blaze.
Okay.
Quote, the liquid inside the cylinders was rapidly expanding, and essentially the lids of the cryogenic cylinders were popping off the top, and projectiles were being thrown from the building.
You remember that toy rocket you had to pump the air into with water?
I'm coming.
It's like that, but with bull cum.
So firefighters went into defensive mode. So what you're telling me is they used protection, and initially protected themselves because they were also LPG cylinders at the neighborhood property, and they did a magnificent job. He added anything to do with artificial insemination side of things before. He had never had anything to do with anything artificial insemination during his career. The loss of 100 cryogenic cylinders of cattle of semen will be a huge blow for the farmers. Get this: the cylinders are worth.
I didn't see that coming.
Oh man! Anyone want to take a guess how much the cylinders are worth in American dollars?
69.
500,000.
No, about $342 per unit. But the semen inside them varies in price. What makes it vary? Is it Mike Tyson? Maybe it's a guy named Alex, a bull named Alex, a bull named Tony. Who knows?
There's one named Tony, and one named Keith, which isn't quite as expensive.
So we're coming into the artificial insemination season, so there would have been a substantial amounts of semen inside the tanks that we've lost, which was owned by our local farmers, and it can range from $5 per straw to $95 per straw Thomas said the farmers have also lost a lot of equipment as a result of the fire. So significant damage, and it is ongoing to have, and it is going to have a flow-on effect and on Yarmouth, especially after a drought that Yarmouth district has experienced over the last 12 months. Well, that's why it had to blow.
Oh, no.
Let's see. Farmers in Gippsland were losing as much as 70% of their regular income due to the lack of rainfall and weeds causing what is known as the green drought. Okay, this goes on for a while. I don't think we need to go any further than this. But the long and short of it is,
Jeff.
Yeah, I blew my load on this story.
But as long as we're still on animals, here's one right out of the city of Chicago.
Yeah, local.
I saw this live yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah. I got to work just in time to see this on channel. I think it was on 7 I saw it. Out of Chicago man now known as the Dreadhead Cowboy is facing 3 charges after riding his horse on the Dan Ryan Monday afternoon.
I saw that. Yeah.
At around 4:30 p.m., police responded to the southbound lanes of the Dan Ryan after Adam Hollingsworth, age 33, better known as the Dreadhead Cowboy, was seen riding his horse on the expressway near 35th Street.
Accompanied by motorcyclists, I heard.
Oh, yeah. He rode for about 30 minutes as traffic slowed to a halt, with the Illinois State Police and Chicago Police following close behind. Police said they asked Hollingsworth and those who were with him to exit the expressway multiple times and said they refused. They exited 95th Street and Hollingsworth was placed into custody. He was charged with reckless conduct, disobeying a police officer, and criminal trespass.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean, here's the real question. How's this different than any other day on the Dan Ryan?
Yeah.
I mean, see, the problem is people who don't live in Chicago won't get that joke. But the Dan Ryan is one of the most whack-ass freaking expressways known to mankind. Stuff like this happens on the Dan Ryan all the freaking time. Mm-hmm. So, it's not like this is anything new here.
This is not new.
I mean, well, okay, this is a little bit new, but you get the idea. Weird things happen on the Dan Ryan all the time. So, yeah, I mean...
Yeah. Earlier this summer, Mayor Lightfoot dubbed Hollingsworth the Census Cowboy in an effort to bring awareness around filing out the census. So Hollingsworth rode Monday with the goal of turning more attention to the recent slayings of so many children this past summer. It says the thing is to send a message that our children are dying, activist Mark Carter said, that there are no resources coming to our communities. So they're calling for the mayor and governor to fund mental health, education, and social programs and development in neighborhoods they have said been neglected. Chicago Animal Control was called to the scene and took the animal into their facility. State police said another man, Darren Luster, was attempted to gain control of the horse after Hollingsworth was arrested. Luster was charged with obstructing and resisting arrest.
Wow.
So, yeah, horse on the Dan Ryan, big police chase. Traffic choppers following it down.
Yeah, that was the music
reminiscent of the OJ, man.
It was kind of that thing. It was like, okay, here's the horse, and everybody's kind of like, full on coverage and everything like that. But he should have had like speakers so he could be like, some people call me the Space Cowboy.
Some people call me the
the
Dreadhead Cowboy.
Yeah.
Like a Dreadhead Cowboy.
Yeah, something like that.
Went down to Eden thing, trying to find my rodeo. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
apparently the horse was called Nunu, had multiple injuries when animal control arrived.
So but nobody knows where those injuries are from, if they're before or after.
Saddle sore, and it looked like it was apparently bleeding from its left hoof.
Oof.
So anyway, the horse is temporarily held with animal care and control. Monday night, the mayor's office issued a following statement. I'm not going to read this. So yeah, horse was on the expressway the other day. I was like, wow, that's something you don't see every day. But
Well, I mean, that's not the first time he's made an appearance. I mean, when the looting that was happening downtown, he was there too. Yeah.
Well, like I said, just another day in Chicago, crazy day in Chicago, right? I mean, this is what we come to, right? Crazy alligators, weird things all over the place. Who knows? At least the good news is we don't have a life-size Gundam that works.
Oh, well, of course, the video is sped up, but...
Is it?
Yeah, it is. You can see how the trees are waving in the wind underneath it.
Okay.
But, yeah, there's a video of what seems to walk a little bit, and then he goes down on one knee. Looks like he gives, the thumbs up. But, yeah, it's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, well, just in time, because if Godzilla comes, we're all screwed.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
it's 2020, so it's possible that Godzilla's on his way.
That is still
and it's funny,
awesome.
I remember this story. We actually talked about them building this, but I guess this is how far along they are, where they've got it where it can move now.
Yeah,
so...
it's on a, looks like it's coming out of a gantry or some kind of scaffolding around it, but looks like it might, it's not walking on its own like you and I do.
Right.
But it's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
Videos on the Squares page.
Yeah, no, it's funny because when ESPN's got it on there, it's got to be a big deal.
Or that, or it's a very slow sports day.
Yeah, that could be one or the other. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
But it is pretty cool video. It's okay, soon we'll have our own bots and shit like that. It's
yes, robot battles. There we go.
Yes,
speaking of sports, we got another story here.
Yeah.
You want to take this?
Yeah, so I guess I can, because this is technically one of my favorite teams, which is the Colts. So one of their star players is linebacker Darius Leonard, and so Darius Leonard, when he he took off some gloves after his white gloves after the game and handed them to the fans in the stands as he headed to the locker room. However, an even bigger surprise was in store for the fan and Leonard. Inside the glove, the fan found Leonard's wedding ring.
Whoops.
Oh.
A tweet from Tyler Brook, who said the nephew is his step-nephew, the fan is his step-nephew, mentioned the incident on Monday morning, looking for a way to return Leonard's ring. Leonard responded, "I need that," after 4 laughing emojis. Brooke replied, "Keep me posted. Sounds like we got it taken care of." So, Darius Leonard is a Pro Bowl selection for the Colts. And so basically, apparently, the wedding ring came off and, well, you get the idea. So.
Well,
hopefully he won't get punched by Mike Tyson trying to get it back.
Yeah, no, seriously. Although if I was his wife, I think I'd be mad enough to be like, okay, you're going to get punched in the balls by Mike Tyson here now for using your wedding ring. So what case? There you left the ring. Now I'm going to ring your ball. Boom. Yeah.
Might need to want to resize that ring so it doesn't leave again.
All right, so this is actually interesting because there's a couple of things about this story, but go ahead to the next one, Mike, if you want.
Okay, this one from Cinema Blend. Ryan Reynolds had an A+ response to Dwayne Johnson destroying his own gate.
Yeah, did you see this?
No, I've not seen this video.
So apparently The Rock had to get somewhere, and there was a malfunction in the gate, and he couldn't wait any longer, so he ripped the freaking front gate off its hinges to get out.
Yeah, let's see. Several days ago, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shared on social media that he'd ripped off the security gate in front of his home because of a power outage and stopped it from working.
Yeah.
And he couldn't wait for it to help. Couldn't wait around for help opening it because he was expected on a movie set.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, this feat of strength served as a fine reminder that Dwayne Johnson's muscles are more than just for show. However, as he often does, Johnson's Red Notice co-star Ryan Reynolds couldn't resist making a wisecrack about the gate-destroying incident. Here's what he had to say on Johnson's Instagram post. Oh, so that was the issue the whole time, man. Dwayne Johnson really could have saved himself a lot of trouble if he just read the instruction manual. In all seriousness, though, We've come to these kinds of humorous comments from Ryan Reynolds, especially when they concern associate. Wait, where's the? It was Instagram post. Let me go to the Instagram post. Okay, there's wait a minute.
All electric gates have manual overrides, locks.
He says he tried to override the hydraulic system to open the gates, which usually works when the power goes out. This time it wouldn't. So he made calls to see how fast he can get to the rate. It says 45-minute wait. By this time, I'd have hundreds of production crew members waiting for me. So I did what I had to do. I pushed, pulled, and ripped the gate completely off myself, tore it off the brick wall, severed the steel hydraulics, and threw it on the grass.
Holy shit!
My security team was able to meet the gate technician and welders about an hour later, and they were apparently in disbelief and equally scared. Not my finest hour, but I had to go to work.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's pretty damn impressive. If I was Vin Diesel, who's had a beef with The Rock, I don't think I'd want to deal with that no more.
And I think I am 100% ready to be Black Adam. # Black Adam. # RAP Gates.
Yes, seriously. Damn, Rock.
But I don't see where's
Let me see if I can find it.
Ryan Reynolds' response was, the gate opened the other way.
Nice. Nice. Got it. Yeah. Damn, I mean that. I gotta be honest. We keep making jokes about Mike Tyson, but seriously, if you're, you know what, The Rock could take Mike Tyson right about now. I don't think I think
The Rock could punch Mike Tyson in the balls.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
Jeff.
Apparently, he can rip his spleen up over his head like a freaking.
Maybe he'll end up getting his ear ripped off. All
right, so this is our final story, and this one comes from the BBC because this actually happened out in the lovely lands of England. An old TV caused the village broadband outages for 18 months.
Whoa.
What?
The mystery of why an entire village lost broadband every morning at 7 a.m. was solved when engineers discovered an old television was to blame. An unnamed householder was unaware that the old set would emit a signal that would interfere with the entire village's broadband. After 18 months, engineers began an investigation after a cable replacement program failed to fix the issue. The embarrassed householder promised not to use the television again. The village has now had a stable broadband signal. OpenReach engineers were baffled by the continuous problem. It wasn't until they used a monitoring device that they found the fault. The householder would switch to their TV set on at at 7 a.m. every morning, and electrical interference emitted by their secondhand television was affecting the broadband signal.
Wow.
The owner, who does not want to be identified, was mortified to find out their old TV was causing the problem. According to OpenReach, they immediately agreed to switch it off and not use it again.
Having worked at all, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Engineers walked around the village with a monitor called a spectrometer analysis to try to find any electrical noise to help them pinpoint the problem. At 7 o'clock, like clockwork, it happened, said Mr. Jones. Our device picked up a large burst of electrical interference in the village. Turned out that at 7 a.m. every morning, the occupant would switch on their old TV, which in turn would knock the broadband for the entire village. The TV was found to be emitting a single high-level impulse noise known as a shine, which causes the electrical interference in other devices. Mr. Jones says the problem has not returned since the fault was identified. According to this, a chief engineer lead for Wales said anything with electrical components from outdoor lights to microwaves could potentially have an impact on broadband connections. Quote, we advise the public to make sure that their electrical appliances are properly certified to meet current British standards. If you have a fault, report it to your service provider in the first instance so we can investigate. So apparently I can't believe it. An old TV pretty much just took out an entire village for 18
Was
months.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson there to rip it out?
Nah, I don't know.
Throw the TV out.
Yeah. Or maybe
Man,
Kanye peed on it. Maybe
like
that
I
would
said,
help.
Yeah, that way
Yeah.
Kanye could piss all over it.
Yeah, well, maybe somebody had to go to the bathroom and they jumped the bridge or something. I don't know. I mean,
Or was that? Or was Darius Leonard's wedding ring stuck in it?
I don't know because it could be either way because you gotta, as long as we have to dodge the projectile bull semen, you never know.
And that's when you send in the Gundam to stop the bull
Yeah,
cum.
that's that. Yes, the Gundam, the Gundam, the Gundam, the Gundam, the Gundam, the Gundam, the Gundam.
Gundam time.
I feel like that. That statue in the Night of Museum. The dum dum the gum dum dum dum.
You send the Dreadhead
with
Cowboy.
the bum bum.
The Dreadhead Cowboy. He was in Night of the Museum, wasn't he?
Maybe.
Dreadhead Cowboy?
Yeah.
Maybe he was.
Played by Owen Wilson.
Why is he called the Dreadhead Cowboy anyway?
I don't know.
So it was Dread?
Why did we give him a nick? Well, how does he already have a nickname? I mean, it took Chance the Snapper like a week to get a name.
Well, the
This
Dreadhead
guy's already got a name.
After one day.
He's already been out there. Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time he's been, out in the public eye. I mean, like I said before, you go on when downtown was getting looted and everything for the riots and shit. That he was down there, trying to ward off everybody. He's trying to help out. So yeah, so he's been the Dreadhead Cowboy for a long time. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think he just needs to get punched in the balls by Mike Tyson.
Or run for sheriff in New Hampshire as a transsexual Satanist anarchist.
Yes. Yeah, maybe that's where he needs to go. He needs to ride his horse into New Hampshire.
Round up them super pigs.
That's what the Gundam is for. Is to stop the feral super pigs. Yes. There's.
Oh, that's.
I'm telling you, I told you this week was good. What we really need though is a gigantic diagram on how to do this, exactly where to coordinate all the people and how to do this, especially for throwing toilet paper.
And then instead of using the toilet paper, let's use the big pole that was on top of the kiosk.
Yeah, seriously. I swear to God, like I said, it was weird this week because it was like earlier in the week I was like, we're not going to have anything this week. And then all of a sudden, it was just like an avalanche. Just like, it was like the internet just giveth and kept on giving. It was like, okay, well, we're going to have a lot of stuff this week.
It was just flying everywhere like bull semen.
Yeah, seriously. Like, just flew like projectiles everywhere. Like, as if I got punched in the nads by Mike Tyson or something like that.
Dr. Johnny Sins is there to help.
Yeah, seriously. Like I said, it was just it was weird because, like I said, early in the week, I was like, man, it was funny. Like a couple days in, I was like, we're not gonna have a lot, and then all of a sudden, it was just like, boom! It's like, okay, all this stuff came out of nowhere. It's like, okay,
here is the answer to your problem.
Yeah. Although I will admit, if we had to record normally, we wouldn't have. We would have talked about it. Because it would have happened before we recorded
got a few things.
The Dread Cowboy thing.
Yeah.
We would have had that. We would have had that either way.
Right,
so,
but
the
rest of it was golden, man. like Kanye's shower.
Yeah. Can't believe, that's the thing about Kanye. There's a part of me where it's like, what part of this is him trolling us all? What part of this is? I mean, there's parts of like where he's doing some of this stuff, and some of it makes sense. Some of it, you're just like, dude, what are you doing?
I think it's just a deliberate thing just to keep him out there.
Maybe.
Kanye West, between pissing on his Grammy and making, Grammy award-winning albums and then holding TMZ hostage and creating churches and doing all kinds of really nutty shit. And then, of course, trying to run for the presidency.
I really am convinced this is all about the Kardashians. I really am convinced they've sucked out his brain and transplanted something in there. I don't know.
Yeah, they put a bunch of bull cut in his fucking brain.
Something. I don't know. I mean, look. I mean, it's his life. He can do whatever he wants, however he wants to do it. But, at the same time, I'm like, wow.
Doing it, man, and we all keep watching, and that's why he keeps on doing it.
Well, I hope y'all keep on listening. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're on YouTube. Click the bell, subscribe, and you get new content. And of course, you can see all these crazy stories on the the Squares of the Round Table Facebook page. And of course, you can download this show on your usual podcast hosting platforms, i.e. Anchor, Spotify, Google, Apple. And of course, email us for comments.
YouTube too, right?
YouTube. Yep. Click the bell.
Okay.
Email us at sotrtpodcast@gmail.com.
Well, thanks for having us. Yes.
Running long this week.
No. Yeah, well, like I said, it's funny because the last couple of weeks we've been hey, can we find anything? It's like all of a sudden it was
scraping
just like
the barrel last week.
Right. The last couple of weeks we've been scraping the barrel, and we're like, boy, we're gonna have to start hunting for things. Boom! No, here we go.
Well, it's 2020, so we've
projectile.
Good luck, charm.
Projectiles. They've been flying at us. Yes.
Yes, seriously. We flew over like a drawbridge, like the Dukes of Hazzard or something.
On behalf of Jeff and Ivan, thanks for listening. Be safe and watch out for bull semen, I guess.
Yes.